This is TechCrunch. Earlier this week, creative suite maker Canva announced the dual acquisition of startups Cavalry, which works on animation, and Mango AI, which works on improving ad performance. UK-based Cavalry works on 2D motion animation for different verticals, such as advertising, marketing, gaming, and generative art. Canva said that Cavalry's tooling will add to the existing capabilities of Affinity, Canva's professional creative editing suite for photos, vectors, and layouts, which it acquired in 2024. Canva revamped Affinity's design last year and made it free for all users. The company said that since then, people have downloaded the software over 5 million times. Affinity has the capabilities of photos, vector, and layout editing, and with this acquisition, Canva wants to add motion editing to its suite. The company said in a recent blog post, by bringing Cavalry alongside Affinity, we're closing that motion editing gap and unlocking a complete professional suite spanning photo, vector, layout, and now motion editing. Together, these tools form the foundation of a full-stack creative OS for professional work, while preserving the depth and control professional creatives rely on. Now, its acquisition of stealth startup Mango AI, which was working on building reinforcement learning systems to improve video ad performance, according to its website, Canva said that the startup's first product helped clients create and launch ads and observe outcomes to improve future campaigns. Mango AI was built by Nirmal Govind, former vice president of data science and engineering at Netflix, and Vinith Misra, a former data scientist at Netflix and Roblox. Canva said that Govind will become Canva's first chief algorithms officer, and Misra will work on improving Canva's marketing products. In January of last year, Canva acquired marketing intelligence startup Magic Brief, and later last year it launched a growth tool called Canva Grow for asset creation and performance measurement. During a sit-down at Web Summit Qatar earlier this month, Canva co-founder and COO Cliff Obrecht told TechCrunch that Canva Grow is doing incredibly well, especially when it comes to creating static content and publishing it to meta platforms. Obrecht said, "It is quite an early product, but we'll soon be launching a lot more things around video creation, deploying across multi-platform. So it's very early, but it's very much got a loyal small user base, but a lot of big brands are spending money, and then we're scaling up massively." With the new acquisitions, the company wants to bolster its position as a marketing solution by potentially adding video creation and more granular measurement. Canva closed 2025 at $4 billion in annualized revenue with more than 265 million users and 31 million paid users. Xflow is an Indian fintech startup, and it just secured backing from both Stripe and PayPal Ventures in a $16.6 million funding round. The investment comes as the company works to carve out a position in cross-border B2B payments, a market still dominated by banks and manual processes. The Series A round was led by General Catalyst, with participation from existing investors SquarePeg, Stripe, Lightspeed, and More Capital, while PayPal Ventures joined as a new backer. The all-equity round values the Bengaluru-based startup at $85 million post-investment and brings its total funding to more than $32 million to date. Despite rapid digitization in domestic payments, cross-border B2B transfers for Indian exporters remain heavily reliant on banks, often with limited visibility into fees, settlement timelines, and the final amount received in rupees. The friction is particularly acute for larger exporters moving millions of dollars into India to fund salaries and local operations, creating an opening for fintech infrastructure players such as Xflow that promise greater transparency and speed in international money movement. Founded back in 2021, Xflow provides cross-border payment infrastructure for businesses ranging from exporters and SaaS firms to platforms and freelancers, enabling them to collect international payments, manage foreign exchange, and settle funds in India. Co-founder Anand Balaji said, cross-border B2B payments were stuck in a different age compared to UPI, referring to India's widely used instant domestic payments network, the Unified Payments Interface. Balaji, who previously helped build out Stripe's India business, founded Xflow with two former Stripe colleagues. Last year, Xflow said it enabled Indian businesses to collect payments from more than 100 countries in over 25 currencies. It processed close to $1 billion in annualized cross-border payment volume last year, marking roughly tenfold growth from the same period in 2024. According to the company, its customer base has expanded to about 15,000 businesses, spanning SaaS firms, global capacity centers, which are offshore units that multinationals operate in India, IT services, exporters, freelancers, and fintech platforms. Transaction sizes vary widely by segment, with global capability centers averaging about $1 million to $2 million per transaction, goods exporters around $30,000 to $40,000, and freelancers roughly $3,000. Xflow is positioning itself as a payments infrastructure provider rather than a direct payments application, offering APIs that allow platforms and exporters to embed cross-border money movement into their own products. Balaji said, "We didn't want to build the next Wise, we want to power the next 1,000 Wises." The startup has also introduced an AI-based foreign exchange tool to help finance teams optimize the timing of currency conversions. Xflow says the feature has generated incremental gains for some customers through data-driven foreign exchange decisions. The tool allows businesses to set target conversion rates rather than accepting prevailing bank quotes. Balaji likened the feature to limit orders in trading, instructions to buy or sell only at a specified price. He said, "What we've added is the prediction layer and the ability to actually set a limit order. The model currently provides a 3-day forecast with about 92% confidence, though TechCrunch could not independently verify that figure." Xflow faces competition from banks that still dominate large cross-border B2B transfers, as well as fintech players such as Wise, Payoneer, and Skydo at the lower end of the market. But Balaji said the startup's focus on high-value transactions and API-led infrastructure differentiates it from many rivals. The startup plans to deploy the new capital toward building additional products on top of its core payments infrastructure and securing regulatory licenses in new markets. Xflow is preparing to roll out import capabilities in the coming months and is pursuing licenses in markets including Singapore, while already holding a payments license in Canada, even as it remains focused on India as its primary market. Xflow said it has also received final authorization from the Reserve Bank of India for a payment aggregator cross-border license covering both exports and imports. The startup has signed platform partnerships with EaseBuzz and Drip Capital to embed its cross-border capabilities into their offerings. Now, Balaji said that backing from Stripe and PayPal Ventures has helped strengthen the startup's credibility with banking and regulatory partners, even as it continues to work with multiple payment providers commercially. The startup currently has about 65 employees as it scales its cross-border infrastructure business. That's it from TechCrunch. For more stories like these, go to TechCrunch.com.